Hello there and welcome to the Atalanta versus Liverpool preview. Now before we get into that game, I want to touch on the West Ham game as well. Didn't get to touch on it at the weekend. Things got a little bit carried away. I say carried away, time just got away from me at the weekend. Going to touch on that game right now. I felt overall Liverpool had a good game. I felt that, apart from the sloppy goal that we conceded, and yeah, we were getting caught a little bit on the counter here and there. West Ham were probably having a couple more chances than we thought that they might have. But in the end, I felt that Liverpool actually played quite well. And I only say quite well. I feel that the substitutions made all of the difference. Shaqiri and Jota were absolutely brilliant when they came on. My opinion, I felt that we should have won that game 3-1. I felt that Jota's first goal should have stood, in my opinion. I know that Mane slides in on the goalkeeper as well, but I also felt that, attackers should get the benefit of the doubt. They should get the benefit of the doubt anyway, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. People might not agree with it. But the whole giving the attacker the benefit of the doubt these days doesn't seem to exist, especially with VAR. I felt that these guys played very, very well. And I don't think they've done themselves any harm by how they played coming off the bench. And I'd like to see them start in this game coming up against Atalanta, a team that's going to be difficult for us. These games that have been coming up, that we played, in the Champions League and the Premier League, should prepare us for who I think is the toughest team in the group aside from us. I think that Atalanta, obviously a lot was talked about Ajax, and they're going to be having some of their own problems with all the 11 or 17 of their players or something like that, whatever the number was, testing positive for COVID-19 and stuff like that. They're going to have some struggles of their own. But a lot of people were putting Ajax above Atalanta in terms of competitiveness in our group in the Champions League. And immediately I already thought in my mind that Atalanta are going to be the dangerous team because they play fluid attacking football. If anything, and I think that Jurgen Klopp mentioned it himself, and I wasn't thinking this myself until he said it, and then when he said it, it made sense. When you're trying to compare a team, I couldn't really think of who to compare Atalanta to that we would know, but Leeds United are probably the closest comparison. We saw how competitive Leeds were against us in our very first game of the season in the Premier League. It's going to be a similar sort of thing for Atalanta anyway. So I feel that these Premier League games, the games against Ajax and Midtjylland, while we've, and Sheffield United as well, let's not forget that, against West Ham as well, 2 games there where I think we've come from behind in each of them to win the games. We've done well to do that. We have shown that we've got grit, determination, and the battling desire to go out there and win a game. And I think that's exactly what we will need against Atalanta as well. Please do, before I get any further into this video, please do feel free to let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Who do you think should be starting for Liverpool in this game? How do you think it's going to go down? Do you think that we can make it, 9 points out of 9? Or is this going to be a game where perhaps away from home, Champions League hasn't always been kind to us when we've been away from home? Is this going to be a game that could be a potential slip-up? I think it could be, and I don't say that just offhand. I really do respect the talent of Atalanta. While not knowing a great deal about them, what we do know about them is the fact that they've got some very, very, very quick players. They really do have some very quick players. I think one of the quickest players, depending on who's fit as well, or one of the most agile players that they've got is Alejandro Gomez, I think is his name. But outside of him, the likes of Zapata, who's a great big physical unit, but he's a very good footballer as well. They've got a good blend of having these, I don't want to say small players, I want to say technical players with speed, combined with some powerful players as well that are going to make things difficult for you. In the midfield, Zapata, if he's playing up front by himself or if he's playing with someone, it's going to be a real test for whoever plays in defence for us, whether it's Joel Matip, whether it's going to be Reece Williams. Can't be Nat Phillips because he's not registered for the Champions League team, because it was expected he was going to leave Liverpool in the transfer window, and thank God that he didn't leave. And I don't say that lightly, Robbie Fowler. So I'm really glad that he stuck around, but obviously it looks like it's going to be between Joel Matip and Reece Williams of who partners Joe Gomez. I will say, if Joel Matip is well up to speed, bang up to speed, I would actually put Joel Matip in for this one. He's got great experience. He's got a good read of the game as well. While he's not the quickest, I think that he could actually do a really good job here. I really do. I think his physical presence as well, his passing ability, his ability to go a little bit further forward but not too far forward, to link up with the midfield and help progress attacks, that could actually be really, really good for us. It'll help us a little bit retaining possession, and moving the ball forward a little bit more than Joe Gomez do. As we see, you can't really put too much fault on Joe Gomez for his clearance against West Ham, but you can't give away opportunities like that too often against a team like Atalanta, who I do believe will be a good competitor. I don't want to say this while not knowing where they are in Serie A, so I need to go and have a look and see where they are. Serie A, let's have a look. Okay, they're actually fourth, just behind Juventus, but on equal points, just behind on goal difference. So they are actually really up there, challenging in Serie A at the moment, and they are no joke. They're not a joke team whatsoever. This is going to be a really tough game. Should be attacking football back and forth. It just depends who's going to come out on top of that battle. We also have to look a little bit ahead for the Man City game as well at the weekend, and I'm pretty sure it is the Man City game at the weekend. So we might be looking to do a little bit of rotation, which I'm not opposed to whatsoever, especially when it comes to either midfield or if it comes to the attacking lineup. And we're going to talk about the attacking lineup straight away. I firmly believe at this moment in time that Diogo Jota and Shaqiri both deserve a starting berth in this team. Now, whether they both get it or not, I don't know. But out of the two players, Diogo Jota definitely deserves to start for Liverpool in the Champions League. Now, what that does mean is that we probably lose Bobby Firmino to the bench. And it's going to happen. I know he scored a goal a couple of weeks ago. But aside from that, before that and after that, there hasn't been a great deal of productivity in terms of what Bobby Firmino does. He does a lot of linking up, does a lot of hard work, does a lot of running. But it's just, I keep saying this phrase, it's not happening for him at the moment. And what I mean by that is his link-up play is doing okay, but the burden is still on Sadio Mane and Mohamed Salah predominantly to go out there and do something, to go out there and produce something. Or if that's not working, it then relies on the substitutes coming on, like Diogo Jota, like Shaqiri, coming on to inject either a little bit of creativity, like we saw from Shaqiri with that sublime pass through West Ham's defence for Diogo Jota's goal, or we're looking for that pace, that tenacity, that high work rate that we associate with Bobby Firmino, but we're seeing from Diogo Jota at the moment. Are we seeing a little bit of burnout from Firmino? Is that a very real thing that we could be seeing right now? That maybe he's actually just burnt out. He's being played all the time. Pretty much whenever he's available, he plays. Whether it's for Brazil, for us, it actually seems like, when's the last time Bobby Firmino, unless it's a cup game, like a very early round cup game or something like that, Bobby Firmino barely ever gets a rest. Maybe this is the time to sort of take that time and give him that rest. Maybe this is the time to do it. There's no other time to do it, in my opinion. I think that Diogo Jota is too good right now to have coming on just as a substitute. I think he deserves a starting place. That's my opinion. Shaqiri, depending on the system that we decide to go and play, if we play the 4-2-3-1, I'd love to have him in there. Really would love to have him in there. And whether that means we do play Salah and Mane at the same time as well, with Jota either on either side, Salah goes up front, and then Shaqiri's just in behind because he plays brilliantly in that position, I'm all for it. I'm absolutely all for it, which does mean when we come back into the midfield, obviously we are going to be missing Fabinho. We are going to be missing Fabinho there. Naby Keita is apparently due back, and that's going to be something so fantastic for us because he's someone else that could also either go in behind the striker or he can go into the midfield three if we play a 4-3-3. It gives us the options back as well with these guys coming back. Thiago is ruled out for this game, I believe, but he's slowly making progress to come back. I'm sure we'll see him pretty soon as well. But if Naby Keita is available, let's get him in there, and he's fit, ready to go. Let's get him in there. Very good technical footballer, very good close control, good at moving the ball forward as well. Not afraid to take a shot on if it's on, or try and find a very clever pass as well, similar to like what Shaqiri does. But that was just fantastic from Shaqiri. I am all over that assist. Loved it. So we've got the options of Naby Keita, Jordan Henderson, Gini Wijnaldum. Obviously, we don't have Fabinho, we don't have Thiago, but I think that those guys as either your holding centre mids or as part of a three in midfield, that's what I would be going with. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Then when we come into the back four, might be a couple of changes here. Now, maybe this is a chance to give another guy that barely ever gets any rest, which is Andy Robertson, because Kostas Tsimikas is back in training for Liverpool. He hasn't really appeared for us since pre-season. Obviously, I think he tested positive for COVID-19, came down with the illness. Don't know whether he got struck hard by the illness or not, but he did. Then I'm pretty sure he worked through an injury of some sort as well. Why not let him get a chance in the Champions League with Liverpool? Then we can also afford Robertson a little bit more rest ahead of Man City at the weekend. This is what this is all pointing towards anyway, in my eyes, in my vision of what I'm seeing that we're going to put out against Atalanta anyway. I think it could be good. I think that what I've seen from Tsimikas, we haven't seen much, because obviously pre-season games aren't the biggest games of all time, but let's give the guy a chance. Why not give him a chance? Now, in defence, most likely, I think you could actually see Joe Gomez and Reece Williams, just because Joel Matip's coming back from injury. I say I would choose Joel Matip purely because of his experience in the Champions League and also playing for Liverpool a great deal. There's absolutely nothing against Reece Williams here. Absolutely thought he did a fantastic job coming on for Fabinho in the last game. He didn't put a foot wrong whatsoever. Similar to Nat Phillips against West Ham. When he comes in, does a man of the match performance. It was very, very similar for Reece Williams. Really did a great job. I just sort of think it could be a little bit too much to expect to have a start in the Champions League for Reece Williams. I'm not saying that he's not capable of it, and if they do start him, fully behind him, absolutely behind him, because he was brilliant, and I really hope the best for him. So either or, for me, Joel Matip or Reece Williams. For me, if he's fit and available, I'm going to go with Matip, but if he goes with Reece Williams, I'm all about that. That's absolutely fantastic. Now, whether we can afford to give Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson a rest at the same time, I'm not entirely sure, because there is obviously, and no disrespect to Nico Williams either, but there is obviously a bit of a creative dip when you take Trent out of the team. You see what he can do with the ball, and just like that as well, whether he hits something on the volley and he curves it round to Andy Robertson or whoever else up the pitch. Just his creativity is astounding, and you do lose quite a bit of creativity when he's not on the pitch. So if you take off Robertson, I'm probably going to stick with Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back, and then for me it's a no-brainer. It's Alisson in goal for me. That's my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments below. How do we think this one's going to go down? For me, heart of hearts, literally hand on heart, what I'm thinking right now, I'm thinking it's going to be a 2-2 draw. It's just what I'm feeling at the moment, and I think that would be fair. I think that these guys are gonna, if what people say, and the analysis and stuff that you read about Atalanta say, and they're similar to a Leeds United, and they play good attacking football, quick, it's fluid, then I think that it's going to be a difficult game. I really do. Now, what it would mean for the Champions League group at the moment. So, in fourth, you've got Midtjylland with no points. In third, you've got Ajax with 1 point. Second, you've got Atalanta with 4, so they must have drawn and won a game. And then you've got Liverpool, us, that have got all 6 points at the moment. A draw would not be the worst thing in the world for us to happen. It really, really wouldn't be. Obviously, I shouldn't have to say this as a Liverpool fan. I'm wanting us to win. I really do. I want us to win. But I'm giving you the true, honest reflection of what I think our opponents are going to bring to us, how we've dealt with attacks recently, how we're improving on that as well. We are improving. We're getting better. Yes, we have conceded goals in the Premier League in the last 2 games, but we kept clean sheets in the last 2 Champions League games as well. There's no, I'm not saying we can't do that again. I'm really not saying we can't do that again, but I think these guys are going to cause us some problems, and I think it's going to end 2-2. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Anyway, ahead of tomorrow's game against Atalanta, looking forward to it very, very much. I think it's an 8 o'clock kickoff as well, so it's going to be a very, very late night for me anyway. But hey, let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you have enjoyed it, please do like it and subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you once again. Do take care of yourselves, and I will catch you later.